What's your name?
James.
And what do you do, James?
I'm a banker.
And what do you make of the big society?
I think it's alright. You know, I voted for Cameron. I agree with it. So.
Can you tell me your name? What's your name?
Full name or just name?
Whichever bit you want to give us.
Pamela.
Pamela. And what do you do, Pamela?
I'm a nurse.
And what do you make of the big society?
I only kind of found out from it out there, so I don't really know too much. I'm interested to find out more.
And what do you do, John?
I'm a representation and democracy coordinator.
What's your name?
Michael.
What do you do?
I raise children.
And what do you make of the big society?
It's something we exist in already.
So, why are they talking about it?
Because they want to claim it.
And do you think it's big enough?
It exists already. It is everybody putting in their bit, and we've all got that within us.
And is there anything that can be done to improve society?
Oh, a whole lot.
And what sort of things are they?
Honouring each other, like me sat here saying, I think you're doing something great here. That you are creating a creative space in the back of a pub. That's a great thing, and good on you for doing it. And you know, if there was a bit more of people honouring each other and saying, do you know what, you're doing something good there, that is the seed of growth.
It's a theory that sounds great, but in practice I don't understand or see how it would work. And especially for me, myself, working and giving back in society is impossible time-wise,
Yeah.
I think. So I think a better society would be working less and less focus on exactly what you're doing at that time and more probably looking outwardly, like the big society suggests.
I think if somebody said to me that you have this characteristic or this skill which you could give back and you could teach people, then I think that would be good. And in that way, then maybe.
The idea should come from people who are already working for free, if you get what I mean. So people who are working for charities unpaid and things like that, for me, are streets ahead of politician trying to jump on a sort of bandwagon.
The automatic suspicion is that the government's creating this thing called big society because they're having to implement a load of cuts, and they'd probably be implementing a load of cuts even if they weren't in a difficult economic environment.
Do you think we can improve society?
We could improve society?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I don't know, I was going to ask you. Is there... No? No?
Do
you think that we can improve society?
I think everyone should stop being cunts to each other, yeah.
Okay. And so you think they are?
A lot of the time, yeah.
if I was a Rawlsian, John Rawls wrote this rather good book on this subject of justice, and he said the best way to decide on a what constitutes a good society is to imagine yourself being randomly dropped into it. Randomly. Everyone thinks they're going to come back as a feudal lord. Bollocks. I mean, they're going to come back as a serf. So applying that kind of rule, you say, well, the best society is the one where I'm randomly dropped in it and I'm in a better condition than I might otherwise be. In that sense, Sweden is doing quite well, even Japan. A large part in that sense, a large part of a just society or a good society or a big society, using big as a metaphor here, is justice, equality, equality, that sort of thing. I would say there are societies on Earth that fit that model, but not ours right now, and we're going in the wrong direction.
Do you think that your personal behaviour and your morality affect society as a whole?
No.
You have no impact?
No, I have some impact. What was the first question?
Your morality and behaviour, what kind of impact that has on society?
Yeah, none.
I think communities are very, very important, but you can't grow that in a systematic way. The communities are all very different, they're all very diverse. So, an answer to your question about what a society or community looks like, it's whatever the community wants it to look like.
People who are, what's the word? Who basically don't want to give, who don't want to be within the big society and who don't want to give.
Yeah.
And who just see everybody else as a problem and actually don't see us as living as a big society as one, and people who see them better than themselves and don't want to give back, and that's where you're going to have the big problems, I think.
Yes, I think if you walk around with a positive attitude to strangers, the world immediately becomes a better place.
How would you like society to treat you?
With respect.
I would hope people would treat me as I would treat them. That would be a good start.
I wish that everyone in society could be treated the same way that I'm currently treated, which is in an extremely privileged way.
I would like for society to treat me the way that it treated my mother.
Is there anything you'd change about yourself?
I don't know, I'd have to watch myself a bit first before I'd made that decision.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I'd change about myself, but I'm not going to share them with you.
My temper. I'm a Gemini, so I have two very different sides. It takes a lot to wind me up, but I do have a bit of a temper.
Everybody's got to operate in a society, so if you don't care for that society, it's going to be a very horrible place to be, really. So
you're all in this together, as I think the phrase goes.